I was like in every theater camp. I was in my first play when I was 3. And so I grew up performing and like learning instruments and taking voice lessons and taking acting lessons and things. And it literally changed my life and shaped me into the adult person that is right here, right now. That is what I want to spend the rest of my career doing, is making artistic opportunities for young people so that they can have that, that exposure.
The reason why I wanted to do DEP was because I really wanted to have an impact on youth, because I feel like that's what I feel like my overall mission in life, like I feel like that's my life mission, is just to really have an impact on youth in general, specifically youth of color.
I did not have access to programs like DEP when I was 10 to 12 years old. I came up through the public school system in Los Angeles, and neither my middle school nor my high school had a theater department, and much less offered any kind of like interactive theater camps like what DEP is. And I think that that's something that definitely motivated me to participate in DEP. It's a program that I think welcomes the young playwrights to not feel and not practice any limits to their creativity.
The few parameters that we do give them, right? So we tell them you can only have 2 characters, they can't be humans. And so that is the thing, because when they're like doing their writing exercises or they're playing games in here, it's just like it evolves really quickly. And I think it's at the writing retreat, they just have this like switch in their brain where they're like, I can write literally anything, and it becomes like truly anything.
They're so smart and they're so specific. They really know what they want and what vision that they're going for. Like once that train gets going, like once the sparks start flying and firing, they're like, no, this has to be this way. And no, like, Malik, I don't like the way you're doing that. Please do it the other way. Or like, like I was like, okay, like boss, you got it. Whatever you want.
This is not a program where we bring in kids and teach them, the best way to create theater. We bring in the young playwrights, we follow their lead. And yes, we're there to help them with all of the skills that, we have the privilege of, I think, learning as students here at the School of Drama, but it's always in service of them. It's not a top-down approach. And I think that's like a shared value that everyone in DEP has, that we're in this as a community, that there's not a single, star, in the group. One of the best things about working with my classmates from other programs, both at DGSD and then specifically within DEP, is that I feel like problem solving just became a lot easier with that many people in the room and different work styles in the room. That's something that I value individually in my practice in management. And I think that, again, like DEP is a manifestation of that value.
And another really cool thing about DEP is that it's one of, other than the CAB, but there's a lot of similarities between the two, but other than the CAB, this is really the only spot where people can work in a discipline outside of what they're studying, right? So like our lighting designer is a stage management student here, but like studied lighting design in undergrad and is like very talented in that field and has had jobs in that area, but you still like you get to really experience the totality of yourself as an artist with a program like DEP.
Like Maya was saying, to really see people like Rebecca, she is a dramaturg, but this year she was a director for like half the DEP shows. And so she would come in with Doa, who was also a director. And they had like a whole presentation on directing to grow along with Rebecca and her process, and like collaborating to help these playwrights play come to life, or their vision come to life, was really cool, challenging, but very, very rewarding. It stretched my muscle, like just to be really like uninhibited, or just, forget like the serious, drama school brain, and really just put my inner kid forward. Because I played a cat in one. I played 2 cats, but I played like a French cat in one play, and then I played like a Prince cat, half Sphinx, and another. And it really like stretched my imagination.